Hi, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I had a bit of a drama tonight with Tinterweb. Had everything all set up, all organised, come up here, got all set up, and about 5 minutes ago, my Tinterweb was going, cannot connect you, cannot connect you, cannot connect you. Yeah, here's a tip for you. When you're hoovering, be careful what leads you knock out the back of your computer. Bit of a nightmare, that one. Sweaty moment over.
Kaz is coming.
Calming down. Kaz is coming. I'm just going to grab back of her chair for her. So I do apologise for being a couple of minutes late tonight.
She turned that way.
That way.
Yeah, I just have to back up to it.
And you're
Woohoo!
there. We go. So welcome to the Mickey and Kaz show. Tonight, Prepper special. I brought up your berries one for you as well.
I've already got one open.
Ooh. So I hope you're all
You realise
doing
I've half drunk it while I was eating my dinner.
Yeah, hope you're all doing well. Hope everything's all good with you guys. We have had a bit of a week, hence there's not been a lot gone up this week. And I'm not going to go into details, but just so that you are aware.
Your keypad.
Yeah. I'll move that under there then out of the way. My youngest son's not too well. He's had a bit of an issue. He's had to go into hospital. He's had to have an operation in a hurry. He's all okay. He seems to be doing well, but we're in a bit of a twitchy moment here, being parents living in another country. So we've had a week of waiting for phone calls, messages, chatting backwards and forwards, just trying to do that. So I do apologise that we haven't put much up this week. Had intended to. But hey, that happens. Life can throw you a bit of a wobble ball occasionally. And you may say, I'm wearing my bright yellow mile a day in May t-shirt for the RNLI. Yes, I am supporting an RNLI and I'm doing my mile a day for them. And I know some people out there, oh, yeah, RNLI. Well, I'm sorry, I grew up in a coastal area. I have friends that I've worked on the boats, and I do understand better than most public how important it is, especially as I've been to sea myself. The only thing I will say, not getting political, the RNLI is a purely voluntary organisation set up by people to rescue people in moments of need with no political allegiance, no ally, no enemy, so on. They don't. If you're at sea and you're in need, that's what they're there for. The fact that the Coast Guard don't do their job well, we won't get into that one. Anyhow, so big up to the RNLI. And if you can,
we're trying to find. There's a link that we can do that links his mile a day to if one makes a donation. It means you don't have to donate to him. Yeah. It does it straight to the RNLI. But we're trying to sort that out.
So for my friends abroad that might not be aware of what the RNLI is, so it's the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, which is a voluntary organisation set up in the UK.
Appalachian Mountain Man.
Almost 100 years ago, well, over 100 years ago now. And it was not
Gary, Andy B.
In a lot of the fishing villages and that, the RNLI, the boats are manned by crews. They're manned by locals. They're people from the village, from the town. With time, the organisation grew, and they run training facilities, and build in their own workshops these magnificent boats to go rescue people in all conditions. And so I do support them because, as I said, I've been to sea myself, and although I've never had to call upon them, it's always been a bonus to know they're there.
I do believe there's a couple of places in the UK that they actually do. They do inland waters as well, so it's not only the sea.
River Thames and that are a couple of the larger lochs and lakes. So hopefully you all had a fantastic weekend. So this is a prepper special tonight. So
I'm just going to say hello to everyone. Well, yes. Yeah, you haven't done that yet.
Oh, I haven't.
No, you haven't.
That's because I was late.
Yes. Hi, Ground Fog, Angel with Dirty Faces, John, Jason, Lawrence. We've also got some new ones. Willow, stop it. Katrina. Excuse me, I'm rolling. Andy B. Bill. Stealth. Hi, Rob. Appalachian Mountain Man. Nice to see you here again. Gary, Walk Cook Walk, Matthew. I think I'm up there. Anyone else? I do apologise, but welcome. Publicity at the bar, and yeah.
Tonight is a prepping special, so which is a difficult subject in one respect to cover on something like this, because I'm speaking to people all over the world, many different nationalities, in many different environments. Some people living in cities, some in towns, some in rural environments, some in desert environments, some people with wildlife risks and threats, natural risks and threats in their environment around them. So again, what we will do tonight is we will generalize. So there are things in my system that wouldn't necessarily apply to yours. Likewise, I've no doubt there are things in your system which you would say, Mickey, definitely will prioritize this.
Yeah, because a lot of you in America said to have those fantastic stores where you can go in and, you know, is it dollar store? I can't remember what you call those, but we don't have them over here.
Yeah, that's the other thing is in the UK, getting supplies isn't so easy. I know
stores,
from my travels,
thrift stores.
Things like Mountain Warehouse, being able to buy the Mountain Warehouse products in bulk and in large format. In the UK, we're very much down to ye oldie worldy, couple of bags of pasta, some rice, and doing it that way. But the same thing applies, doesn't it? It's about stocking up, having things and equipping yourself with knowledge. What do you reckon, love?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a bit carried away there. Come here, Willow.
Yeah. It's obviously we don't have thrift stores and things like that, so we have to rely on the normal stores really. And you have your lovely yard sales. We have car boot sales, which
So basically, you have to find it where you can get it.
It's very true. First rule of prepping: you don't tell them where you've got everything stashed. Says us with you can say.
Oh, this ain't all of it though.
This is a back screen. You're not seeing this. This
it's green
this
screen.
Doesn't exist. Yeah, this doesn't exist.
This is Green Dog.
Yes.
This dog is AI. He's not real.
Mick actually met when I go out on my scooter. I'm one of the I love dogs, and I often bump into a Bourgeois, which is it's a Russian long dog, and you got to see him today, didn't you? And he's thinking, I mean, his head is from nose to his head is like that long, because they are like they're a bit like a sort of a long head, like a greyhound, aren't they?
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah,
all look lovely, but they found out they love to eat small dogs. Yeah. So definitely not on our list. Will you stop it?
Very, very powerful prey drive instinct. So again,
you've been a real pain in the bum.
So getting back onto subject prepping. So what can we say about prepping? Well, it's quite easy. The first thing I suggest anybody does is to sit down and make yourself a list. And the first thing on that list is going to be what your realistic threats.
You do, John. Yeah, that's true.
And issues are. Okay, so you've got to look at your environment, what's around you, what are your biggest risks, what are your concerns, and what are you prepping against. The second stage to that is going to be understand basic human requirements. Now that sounds easy, sounds logical. Basic human requirements: a temperature of 37 degrees, the calories that you need to live, the water you need to stay hydrated. Okay, those are your basic requirements. Beyond that, everything else is a bonus. So shelter helps to maintain the temperature, it helps to store the water, it helps to protect you. So basically understanding those things and aiming at those things is what's going to keep you going. That's where it needs to come in. You need to sort of start thinking, or no, the way I think about it is basically, this is from my own book here. You know, I try and aim at a calorie count of about 2,000 calories a day.
Wiley.
Because you're probably going to be a stressful environment. 3 litres of water a day. I require 2 litres. That extra litre, bonus, use it for cleaning. And you've got it, if you do get a bit dehydrated, you've got it as a backup. So that's the basics that I look at. On top of that, everything else you see in here, really, truthfully, is frippery.
Yeah, Jason, you're very right about that.
Yeah, canned veg, that's something that's going to be difficult to get. There are many things you could stock up on. I think Caroline's got Kaz has got a couple of little bits and pieces that she thinks are worth putting by and having as stocks and supplies, as well as growing your own, foraging, and so on. It's whatever you need. And that's the other thing, isn't it? Is have the foods that you need, not necessarily the foods that you like. I can't buy pasta myself. I loathe pasta, but pasta is easy stored, full of carbs. Add an easy simple sauce to it, and away you go. A bit of grated cheese, and it's a meal, so it can keep you going.
Or what could raid someone's field and steal their horse manure and that for your stuff.
Yeah, it's been done for a long time, hasn't it? Bit of natural manure, bit of natural fertilizer. And don't just think horses as well. You know, I mean, any animal like that, deer, rabbit dung, you name it, it can all be reused. Physical security, shelter, yeah. It is pretty much everything else is downstream of that. You're right, Groundfog. So it's equipping yourself with really, then if anything, a mindset and some basic knowledge. It's like we get into first aid and things. People are always talking about advanced medical techniques, but in reality, if you're not equipped with a hospital, the basics are what you're going to need. They're going to be the bits that are going to get you by those day-to-day injuries and wounds.
I agree with you there as well, Alan, Jason.
Yeah. Definitely. Hello, Willow. No, you're not having a licorice toffee. Excuse me? I am enjoying a licorice toffee tonight. Your granddad wasn't going to miss that then from some free fertilizer.
Yeah, 3 years now.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, October is our anniversary.
Yeah. Hi,
Cool.
Stuart.
Hey,
hi, Benny.
Ken. Hi, Benny. How you doing, mate?
He said, turn your t-shirt down. It's a bit bright.
I'll change my t-shirt. When I'm walking
what he's doing is he's doing a mile a day in May. Mind you, we were out with the granddaughter yesterday, so he did more than a mile. He was doing loads. But it's these are difficult times at the moment. We don't really know what's going on, and we all feeling the pinch in the old purse strings and wallets and all that at the moment. So
Yeah.
I know. Lee Michelle's found out that Astria's got a fractured back.
Oh no!
Oh dear, that's from your accident the other day. Oh dear.
No. Well, hopefully they've stabilised it. Hopefully it's one she's going to be able to heal well from. Back injuries. Anybody, I think we all know back injuries are real swine. It's one of those things. They do heal with time. It takes a lot of time. It's a very easy thing to mess up again, and actually getting it 100% is it's time. It's a lot of physio. It's a lot of effort stabilization and that. It's very, very uncomfortable. I don't think there's much worse than a back injury or a neck injury. Either one of those can be a nightmare, and again can trigger pain in the body elsewhere than where it is, because obviously all your nerve endings.
Well, it is never a good idea to do that. Yeah. Never. You all see all these survival things. They say that, and it's a proven fact that it doesn't do you any good, because the crystallization that occurs in your body, you just poison yourself. So, yeah, there's.
We'll get back to the simplicity of drinking urine, salt water, any polluted product is never a good thing. So urea contains all the chemicals that your body wants to get rid of desperately. Your kidneys are a fantastic filter system. They collect up all those salts, they collect up all the chemicals, all the nasties that your body needs to get rid of. They concentrate them and then you release it in your bladder. So basically, the things that are poisonous for your body, you're excreting, getting rid of by drinking your own urine and taking them in. Now, and in all respect to Mr. Bear Grylls, what I will say there, for a lot of his survival and his training and the methodology he uses, isn't about long-term survival. It's about escape and evasion. It's about making it through that next 2, 3, 4, 8 hours in the hope of rescue. It is mostly based on a rescue scenario, i.e., I've got to get it to point A against all odds, and then I'll be safe.
See you later, Karen.
Okay. In those cases, there's possibly an argument for your own urine. I would avoid it like the plague person. I'd rather go thirsty. But if it will give you that extra 20 feet, that extra 100 yards, then yes, I can understand that. There are methods for using distillation for making urine drinkable. Anybody that's got a kettle has got a still. By adding a pipe to the spout of that, collecting the steam off of that and condensing it back to water, you will make a drinkable water. And in fact, that is the exact method for producing drinking water from seawater. It's distillation. The steam evaporates, leaving the salt crystals within the kettle. Yes, you bugger your kettle. You have to give it a good knockout every now and again to get rid of the excess crystals, but that is the basic principle. You can then go into other things like improvised ground stills using plastic sheeting and that. But I've always thought to myself, in the majority of survival situations, I don't know where I'm going to find a piece of clear plastic sheeting. But the method is out there.
You've got invisible now. Benny just said you can't see you now.
Well, Benny, here I am. So yeah, there are many methods out there. There's
Hi, Maud, Tara and dog.
Yeah. That's yeah. The problem, and this I will say in defence of Bear Grylls, the problem for him is production teams, not so much him. So the production teams behind what he's doing always want it to be spectacular, super, wonderful, and all the rest of it. A majority of these people have no grounding, no background in survival. They just come up with, right, we're going to drop you here, you're going to do this, that, and the other, and get out there. The guy's not daft. He's making a living out of it, supporting his family. I'm all for that. The downside of it is I understand the difference in the scenarios. If you are evading, escaping, it's a completely different scenario to surviving, to making it through the day, to getting by. In pretty much everything Bear does, you see him traveling great distances, okay, over hills, mountains, and so on. The reality of most survival is stay put, find shelter, set yourself down. Don't move too far from where you are. Be found and located. Yeah. So, yeah. Definitely. I'd do 2 weeks with Lofty rather than a day with Bear.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I bet not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our son is not well. Put it this way.
Yeah.
He's not fine. He's just. I just worried he might see this, and that's. But anyway,
Yeah. Okay, get it.
No.
If Dan sees this, he'll understand.
Yeah.
Right. So my youngest son, who lives in the Czech Republic, has had a tumour found on one of his testicles, and literally on the day they found it, they rushed him into hospital and operated on him. He's waiting for test results to come back so that we know where he stands at this point, whether he's got to have further treatment and so on. And after going through what I went through last year and having my lucky escape, it's got us both a bit worried. Hence, we are a bit all over the place. I think in the last 3 days, we've slept a total of about 4 hours in any one session. So we are a bit all over the place tonight, and I do apologise for that. We are absolutely chin-strapped. There's nothing that anybody can do about it. It's just a waiting game. And then once we know what the situation is, we can act on it from there. So please bear with us tonight.
I really want to let you all know is that, if you don't find that so much stuff is being produced at the moment, that's what I was, we're trying to get on with, doing the supportive stuff that we do, but at the moment we're
a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
But the food stockpiles. Yeah.
Thank you, Mod Tara. Do appreciate that.
Yeah, do appreciate that. It just didn't want to. It's not put out there to. It was just that. It's just so you understand that things are not running as normal.
No.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. But we will push on. We will try. I'm very lucky in the fact that I'm able to put a front on it.
Yeah.
And cover it, and obviously it hits Kaz. She's mum. It hits her even harder. I'm not saying it doesn't affect me, it does, but I've always been very good in my life at hiding my pain, my discomfort, or my concerns. It's part of what I am and who I am. Anyhow, I must say,
yes,
changing the subject, there have been 2 men out there in the last couple of weeks producing items who have taken up a mantle.
These 2 certain men that go, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, no,
I can't do that.
No. They took on a mantle.
Yeah.
Okay. quite upsetting, really, because I got rid of my forge last year. And I'd love to be. If I'd really thought about it, I'd have kept it, and so I could have done some demos. Okay. So these 2 gentlemen, Island Jason, find your friends with Island Jason and Sticks Outdoors, have both been knife making, having a go at knife making.
Yeah, he's gonna be bartering. If the world goes to crap, go to see Chris or Stealth, because they'll be bartering like mad. And thank you, bartering like mad. And when they do, they'll have everything.
Yeah.
So we're gonna raid you, Chris.
So
Jason,
I will say this to you: have a look at their videos. Okay, knife making. I told Chris this a long time ago. Knife making is a simple art. It is a simple art. Get away from all the fantasy that you see on TV. Blacksmiths have been producing work tools for thousands of years. And at the end of the day, a sharp piece of metal is a sharp piece of metal. Now, these 2 gentlemen have made some wonderful knives. I've just got a couple of mine that I made over the years myself here. So if you've got a file, you can make the simplest knife to make is a Tanto design like that, which is pretty much all.
I like this one because of you still got on the back of its shoulder, you've still got the ridges.
Yeah, from the fold. So, but that was a cock up. That was an absolute cock up because I didn't make the handle long enough. So as you can see, the handle is not lot. You could use it, but the handles, there's not a lot of leverage in there. But that was just using up a piece of off-cut file that I had.
Yeah.
You can go that way. So you can make yourself a chopping knife. So there's my next challenge for them is to produce yourself a knife that's got a bit of a drop on it. So for chopping and slicing, okay, it makes a handy tool.
Yes, Gary. Yes.
And if they feel really daring, or any of you really feel daring, the simplest one of all to make. Okay, now, it means you've got to go shopping. You've got to find a metal supplier. Okay, you will have to find a metal supplier to do this properly. There is no forging in this knife. There is no heat treating in this knife. There is just time and patience. Okay, and that is that one. Okay, now that's a piece of tool steel. So it's just a piece of flat bar stock tool steel, which you can buy in sections. You can get it through various companies to have it delivered. The difficulty of making that is, one, because it's tool steel, it's extremely hard. And you can't make it hot. That's the thing you've got to avoid. If you in your grinding, you create a glow, you affect the temper on the steel. But if you cold work it, so worked with a file, worked with a grinder,
Benny, will do.
Using just light touches and allowing it to cool, you can come up with something like that, which again is a nice little working knife, fits the hand, locks into the fingers, so it can't slide or slip, okay, and makes a nice slimline, simple tool. I suggest anybody can make one. So anybody can make a knife. Most people make a knife. It's just time, practice, and effort.
Yeah, when you walk into the kitchen, ladies, and you go, that's a funny smell. I'm not used to that smell. And your oven's on. Don't panic. It's just your husband or your boyfriend or your brother or your better half or maybe your wife or girlfriend, whatever, baking stuff, metal stuff in your oven.
Yeah. And for hours. It doesn't always go right either. Sometimes you get an idea in your head for a blade based on something historical and you put it together and it completely goes wrong. Okay, so I made that, which started off with the idea of a Seax stroke chopper. It's quite a thick piece of steel, but I didn't want a long blade. I wanted a short blade for just simple tasks and carrying. So I thought flat edge, Seax design. But actually, do you know what? It's the clumsiest knife I've ever made. A lovely handle for it, and it wasn't a bad looking knife, but actually for using, it was quite clumsy.
It's a pokey.
It's a pokey.
If you wanted to, it's heavy, but if you want to sort of slit the back of your duck skin or your lamb to put your garlic in, rosemary in, it's brilliant. Yeah. But it's just heavy.
Yes, you can. You can sharpen tool steel. Okay, so tool steel can be sharpened. It is designed. It is tool steel. It's what it's designed. It's designed to work into lathes and things like that. So it's designed to be ground. It's designed to, or it's made to hold an extremely good edge, a durable edge for a long time.
You pack it in.
Sharpening it is a test of patience. Okay, the actual filing process, you need a good file. And it's just time. You're not going to take off as much steel on that as you would with most other things. But what you end up with is something that's extremely durable. Okay, it will last a long time. And it doesn't need to be sharpened regularly. When it does come to sharpening it, okay, it's just repetition of sharpening. So I went for a Scandi grind, almost a flat grind on that. Okay, so the idea being if I need to sharpen it on stones, all I've got to do is lay that angle on the stone and work it, and it will pick up an edge.
Or what you can do, if you don't want to use your wife's cooker, you can, I don't know, doing in America and Canada and that, but you get the little ovens, the little glass door with the two shelves
little
in.
Toaster oven. Yeah.
They're supposed to be for students and things like that. They're ideal. You can put one of those in the shed, and you can use them just as well. Than it obviously it's a less of space that you're heating up, and it just depends on the size of blade you're putting in there, isn't it?
What exact steel would you need to source to start with? Okay, to start with, my suggestion to most of you is a piece of mild steel, a piece of soft mild steel. Now, you're not going to make the most durable knife in the world, but start off by making something simple. Okay, you're more. It's more about the practice of shaping and styling.
Yeah.
Okay, you then progress up harder steel. So like the guys, they said to me, "What's the best thing to start with?" So I think I've got one here.
I've never really thought of putting it in air fryer, John, but I suppose someone will one day do it in an air fryer. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. One of my favourite tools or items to get for making knives from. Okay, and that's if I'm not going to actually be forming up the metal myself. Find your local blacksmiths or your local stables.
Stables are the best ones, aren't they?
Ask for one of these. Ask them if they've got any used Farrier's rasps. Now, Farrier's rasps made out of good quality carbon steel, okay, but they only have a limited lifespan. But what you're left with is this lovely piece of flat steel, okay. Now, this steel just
usually blacksmiths will use a horse. Once you've done it, use that with a horse. They usually give it to the horse people anyway.
So that's 6 millimeters thick.
Because that's quite a big one, isn't it?
47 inches, 48 inches, 48 inches, 48 millimeters wide.
Yeah.
Okay. And has an overall length of about, so that's 12 inches, I'd say about 14 inches.
You could get two good blades, three small ones out of that.
Yeah. Now, the thing to do with a file, as I've shown the guys, and they've demonstrated it very well on their videos, is one, you need an air inducted forge. Okay, you need to be able to get this to very, very high temperatures. The easiest way is, as they've done, charcoal briquettes and a hairdryer and a piece of metal pipe to duct that air in there. As simple as that. That is a forced induction forge in its most basic form. Okay. Now that will get the metal to a heat you want. But if you take this,
hi Simon,
and you attempt to cut it and grind it, you're going to create a lot of sparks. It's going to be a hard job to do because it's already been set. It is already been hardened. Okay, and it's been hardened to the point where it will cut steel. Okay, so you need to soften it. So what you'll do is you'll put this into a fire. You'll get the fire really, really hot. You'll get this up to a good, almost yellow glow. If you can, get it to a yellow or a white. And then keep it hot for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then just leave your fire alone. Let it burn out overnight. Okay? Let it cool down slowly. The slower it cools down, the better. And what that does, it takes the hardness out of it. It softens the metal. All metals are crystalline. And what happens with a hardened metal, all the crystals align. This is simplifying it, I will say. The crystals align, and it gives it a very high tensile strength. Downside of that is it makes it brittle. The crystals can separate, be cracked, and split. When you soften it, what happens? The crystals do that. They literally go all sorts of directions. So by cooling it slowly, they then cool off in those directions, making it soft. There's no directional stress to it or crystalline structure to it. At that point, you can cut it and grind it. Cut it and grind it to shape. And I'm going to upset a lot of people here. There's a lot of very good blacksmiths out there and blade makers and so on that do some fantastic works. But I'm simplifying this for, say, somebody needing to make something in their back garden. When you've got this softened, cut it to the shape you want. Grind your bevels and your edges onto it in a rough form. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create that heat again. You're going to get this to a yellow heat, okay? And then you're going to quench it in a hot oil. When you quench it in a hot oil, you'll take it from somewhere above 1,000 degrees down to 400 degrees very, very quickly. The reason you take it down to the 400 degrees, by shocking it, it keeps the crystals straight. Now, the thing to remember, if you overshock it using cold water and that, the crystals will align absolutely perfectly. That allows it to become brittle and crack.
And you drop it and it will shatter.
Yeah, it will shatter.
You'll be gutted. That's happened before, isn't it?
By bringing it down to 400, you're getting that. So the crystals are aligned, but they're meshed in such a manner that it gives it the resistance, gives it the durability. Now, top tip I've always given people first when they start making out knives is when you're doing your hardening, you're only going to treat, you get the edge of your blade yellow hot, and don't worry about the spine of your blade. Then when you treat it, you end up with a very hard edge and a soft spine. What it does, it allows the blade to have an element of flexibility, allows it to absorb shock vibration. The easy test is if you run a file over a knife, it skates. That tells you that edge is hard enough. And if I run it against the spine, it tries to bend it.
It grabs it.
All right. So my spine is soft, my edge is hard. That's the basics. And there are many people out there on YouTube.
And you can, if you want to do a fancy little knife a little bit further on, you can buy the Damascus billets, can't you?
You can buy Damascus billets. You can, if for most people starting out, to be honest with you, if you haven't got the tools and facilities, there are companies out there that sell ready-made blanks in all the bushcraft designs. And then basically that's everything drilled, set and hardened for you. And then what you do is you build your own handle for it. You customize your own knife your way.
Don't know where it is. I used the same green that was on this, but you made a small sort of blade like this that's got that was just plain metal. So what I did, I sat there with a cotton bud and Coleman's mustard. And what I did was I just drew patterns on it, similar to what you'd have on a Damascus. And I believe you just left it on there, didn't you? Overnight.
Yeah.
And the following day when I took it off, it left the pattern in it. You have to do it quite, the amount of mustard you put on there, it was quite a lot. But it left these sort of bit like tiger stripes on it, and it was very nice.
You can't really see it on that one, I don't think, but you can see just
there. Yeah, just you see
the pattern in there. Now, a lot of stuff you'll find online from cheap knockoff companies and that Damascus bladed knife and so on, or we'll sell you a Damascus blank.
That's a shame, Bushy.
If you're paying cheap money, that's what you're getting. Okay. And basically that's just an etching. It's etched into the metal, so that it gives that appearance of layers, but without actually being the layers there. So be a bit careful.
FaceTime
you can.
We both do.
You can make something quite attractive for yourself by etching,
and it's quite nice because you put that on there and you thought, is it going to work? Sometimes it doesn't for some reason. I mean, some people say that if you use an actual cheaper mustard, it actually works better. For some reason, I don't know whether it's what's in the mustard makes a difference.
I think it's the vinegar content.
Yeah.
The stronger the acid, the better etch you get in metal. So if you're etching metals, that was etched in hydrochloric acid. Okay, so I etched that in hydrochloric acid, and that took about 5 to 10 minutes. So that treated the metal. You see how dull it is. Well, that's the acids eaten into the metal, stained the metal, and it's rust-proofed it for me. So that knife I've never had to protect. When I look at that knife, which is made out of exactly the same steel, and you can see the pitting and damaging there, where there's no etch, there's no protection to the steel. And if I've left it on windowsills and done all sorts of odd jobs with it, and because I don't love it, I don't take care of it. So you can see the damage.
That's the same as I've got. We're using the file. I've got a herb cutter, so it's got a sort of slightly rounded base to it. And it's got some little curls at the top, and that is. I never sharpen it. I never have to. I just. When I can use it, I just use it.
Another one you can do, another one that's worth practicing, is when you grinds, a flat grind like that. So you can get a really nice flat grind on a file, and because you can get a good edge on it, it gives you something that's really easy to strop and to sharpen, and will hold a very, very fine edge. I've used that one for a few years now when I'm working leather and that for actually cutting the leather. Because of the shape of it, I can run it forwards on a piece of leather, so I can mark that out, pinch the leather with my fingers, and move it up through.
Jason was like, he said 1/16 Kydex or 1/18 for knife sheath.
Right, Kydex.
Because you got.
So,
and you can leave a little gap as well to stop some water getting, so water can run out, can't they? That was an early one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an early one. So that is, let's measure that out for you. Let's go imperial. So you're talking about, without me seeing eyes on.
What's it?
It's going to be about 1/16. 1/16, fairly thin, because the Kydex is pretty sturdy stuff.
Yeah, because those two, those two, it comes to just almost 2.5.
This comes up to
3 mil, yeah.
So Kydex sheaths. Okay, so how did I start out with Kydex? Well, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there straight away. Ideally, you want to make yourself a Kydex press, okay, which is 2 boards with a foam in between them, and that foam allows you to
G-clamps.
Yeah, allows you to form around the bladed items. Trick that I did pick up quite early on, because the first couple of Kydex sheaths I made, I found I couldn't get stuff in and out of them. Was to actually tape the blade, take the handle as tight as you can, and you only want literally 1 layer of tape. Then when you form the Kydex, it just gives it that little bit of a gap. When you've done your Kydex, whilst your Kydex is still hot, so where I've got a textured handle there, what I did was I pinched it in on the handle, so it's actually the little dents in the handle there is what creates my lock for my blade. Okay, on knives where you've got something like that there, a little bit of Kydex just pinched over, and then you file it back so it forms a plastic clip. The Kydex itself is, although it's a hard plastic, it does have enough give in it to form, it's hard to describe, I don't know the words for it, like a latch, something that's going to go past and it pops behind it.
It's a type of plastic, Gary, and the good thing about the Kydex is, I mean, you buy the obviously the bits that, I can't remember what you call those things that do the eye holes, but the good thing about Kydex is if it's not quite right, you heat it up and you start again, because it will take the heat, and the plastic will sort of get semi movable again.
Yeah, basically it's a low temperature
grommets. Thank you. I couldn't think of the blooming word.
It's a low temperature
plastic. Thanks, grommet.
So that one, I originally made that one under the grill. So I literally put a baking sheet in, put the Kydex in, got 2 sheets of Kydex to make that one. You heat it and it becomes floppy. Once it became floppy, sat it on my foam, sat the knife on top of the first one, sat the second one on top of that, compressed the whole top down so that it formed the shape. Walked away, left it for 45 minutes, came back, and you can see how it compressed the plastic around the blade. And then all I did was round it with a sander, a basic sanding disc to shape it off, and some rivets. Now, you can do a folded Kydex. So basically, you put your knife onto the Kydex on the spine that way, and then you fold the Kydex round it, and you can press that round it. But that was my first attempt, and that, to be honest with you, the idea was to make a sheath that I could strap to a bag.
What he did make me out of a single piece of Kydex, and mine's actually got you can't have to get you can get patterned Kydex and get all different colours. So if you want an orange, you can get orange or red. But I've got one that's camouflage. And what he did, you know, you get the little chapsticks, but I had one that was bee balm, which is good for your mouth because it's got honey. Obviously, it's got honey and wax in it. He made me a cover so that it could clip onto my bag, and it clicked in. So when I finished using it, I could put a new one, put it in. So that Kydex is ideal for carrying.
Right, Kydex has 101 uses for not just making knife sheaths.
Hi, Tara.
I've made pistol holsters out of Kydex. I've made tool carriers, clips, bracketry, again out of plastic. If you think about it, plastic is a plastic with a high rigidity and a low melting temperature. When I say low melting temperature, it's not going to fall apart.
That's it, taco style. That's correct. Yeah.
But that's the thing. In actual fact, I think over the next couple of months, I'm going to get some more Kydex in. I'm not doing the blacksmithing anymore, but I'm going to get some Kydex in. I'm going to start making some torch holders and bits and pieces for my kit and my gear. Just out of that, and I'll do a video on it. And I'm no expert.
Can use it. It can be used for anything you want to carry that that clicks in. It's yeah.
Catch you later, Mod Tara. Thank you very much, guys.
But yeah,
have a good one. So yeah, it's a very durable plastic. Don't ask me where it comes from. Don't ask me who invented it, who came up with it. I have no idea. What I will say, it's one of those things. Look it up on YouTube. Have a look at Kydex sheath making or Kydex pistol holder making. That'll give you the ideas. And have a play with yourself, because again, it's something that anybody can do.
Because I'll tell you what, there's one thing that I do need, and it's something that drives me potty. Is obviously if I'm on my mobility scooters, especially the small one, obviously sometimes I have to carry my stick with me.
That's a good idea. I'll make you a walking stick holder.
Yeah, exactly. And the trouble is, where'd you put it?
Yeah.
Because I need it so I can get to it. But so it's the big one. What I have to do, I have to put bungee straps around the headrest of my scooter to hold it on. But my little scooter, there is nothing. You can't put it on the back of your scooter because the seat's only halfway up your back. But I have it. It's where do I put it? I've got nowhere. But if you could make me something on the stem of the handlebars, so that it doesn't get in the way of the basket, but it safely clicks in.
Yeah, okay, no.
Yeah,
I can do that.
I've just ordered myself a new one because this one is surprisingly enough, it's only a year and a half old. This is from Go Outdoors, and it's yesterday. I was out without it for a while, and I was totally screwed. So
So and this is the thing. I mean, I only got into Kydex purely simply because I used to make my own leather sheaths, which take a long time for me to do. Lots of sewing, which is why I started failing. I was looking for an easier method. I made a whole batch of these for some military guys.
I'll get him. I'll write it down, Gary, and I'll bring him back to that. Yeah.
And these were a specific design that I came up with for a personal PDW. Yeah, I suppose you call it a PDW rescue tool, survival tool, simple knife that went into a Kydex sheath that could go anywhere on a molly system, anywhere on their kit. It could be alongside a belt.
I like that, John.
it could be on webbing, anywhere that they needed it. And it was on a Kydex sheath, so it held it in until it was withdrawn. And originally, the guy that asked me to make it was a driver, okay? And he was a driver in a vehicle, which meant he was sat inside a driver's section. And he said his biggest fear was somebody getting onto the vehicle and coming down at him from above and not being able to get any way of protecting himself. So he wanted something that he could carry on his kit, literally. And I don't propose carrying knives on your kit, on your webbing like that. But for him, it would have been ideal because he could just pop it out and defend himself. But it was designed more than anything else as a utility tool. Now, being its tool still, that will puncture tin cans, no difficulty. You can literally hold it like that above a tin can and hit it down. It can slice paracord, slice material, remove clothing if you're checking for wounds and injuries. It could prepare game. So we've specifically designed it so it could be a pinch knife that fitted in the hand, so that you could pinch down on it and use it for those finer tasks. You could use it.
It's a little skinning knife, really,
for doing feather sticks. It just makes a very small, slimline tool. Now, it doesn't have a bulky handle, so we got round that with this finger choil here, and the idea being that the finger fits into it so that the hand can't slide down, but it allows the hand to grip the blade or the handle a lot better. And the holes there, somebody once joked that they were for tying to a stick so that Mick could make a spear. I'd never actually thought of
you know
that.
what they're for? The lady, they're past the guys. Look, 1 person, 2 person, a lot of person.
They were just a way of making it a bit more ornate, adding a bit more design to it. But again, I suppose reality, I did come up with something there that you could lash that to a shaft, and there you've now got a spear if you needed it.
Yeah, right. I've got 2 questions. Gary would like to ask. He said he wants about the tent review, including provided for free. You were contacted by
yeah. So the company Reactive Outdoors sent me an email, and they said they've watched some of my stuff. They liked what I did. They liked my honesty and my approach. So they said, could we send you a tent? And would you like to review it free of charge? Okay. Now, there was no agreements, no promises. I told these people, you send me a tent, same as I say to anybody, you send me a piece of kit, I'll trial it. If I like it,
because sometimes they ask you and it never comes to fruition, does it?
It's in fact we lose more than we gain, because I tell you, I'm going to be honest. But what I will say is, if I don't like something, unless it's blatantly dangerous, I'm not going to put it on YouTube. I just send it back to them with a letter saying, I don't think it was fit for purpose because if you want to speak to me about, maybe changing your design and that, I'm more than happy to help. But they sent me that tent. It's a good tent. It's got a waterproof guarantee with it. It goes up very quickly. With practice, you could probably do it in 3 seconds. Realistically, I call it a 30-second tent because it takes me more than 3 seconds to get the damn thing out of the bag. But yeah, it goes up quick, easy, simple. It's sturdy, and it's multiple layers, which I liked. I've seen a lot of very quick pop-up tents that are just a single skin, which is fine, but there's always that moisture weeping. With that, having that second skin that comes down 3/4 of the way helps to shed water off it better. And not only that, creates plenty of airflow, so it gives a bit of shade, bit of airflow.
Lee said, when you make the Kydex walking stick holder, would you make it into a video? Because maybe somebody, there could be walking sticks, it could be the walking pole. Somebody who's like partially can do some walking, but not all of it.
Yeah. What I'll do, I'll make the walking stick holder. In fact, what I'll do, I'll stick that to one side. I'll make a new Kydex sheath for that one as well whilst we're there.
Yeah.
And I might take one of my. I'll make a sheath of my torches to just show you guys how versatile it is and give you some ideas on what you can do. And how you can play with it yourself, and from there, and I'll be brutally honest with you, don't listen to what a lot of people say about it being very skilled. It's not that particularly skilled. Anybody with a bit of practical mindset can do it, and pretty much anybody can do it at home. Okay, it's an easy system, and again, like a lot of things in life, it's an easy one to pick up, and the more you do it, the better you get at it.
And John would like to know, did you ever make a video about the review of the Mora LDs you got?
I think we did.
I don't think you did.
Did we?
No.
No, it's sat back there.
Yeah.
So if you make a note of that, I'll do a video on that.
A star.
Yeah.
And well, yeah.
Because that's great.
Yeah, Alan Jason was noticing the one thing about the file knife is the weight.
Right. Okay, yeah, files are heavy.
They can be heavy.
It's a high carbon steel, so it does have a lot of weight and mass to it. Jace, there are lighter steels out there. I like the weight, to be honest with you. I like a little bit of, there's like a lot of things you hold in this life. You like to know it's got a bit of mass to it. It's got a bit of bulk. It gives you a bit of confidence in its strength and its durability. There are lighter steels out there, and you can come across them. You can work them, and any metal you're going to work. Basic to make a basic knife, you can do it exactly the same way as you have done now. You can even make mild steel harder. A lot of people go, "Oh, you can't work mild steel." Well, if you've got nothing else, then that's what you're going to use. Yes, it's not going to hold an edge as long as a high carbon steel, but you could sharpen it easier.
You could also do what you've done there, and drill out those because when the tank handles on it, it's not going to get in there, so that would reduce your weight for you.
Well, you could produce something like that, take out the finger chaw, and then do like a paracord wrap handle, something like that, to make it lighter. You'd also
don't like the paracord wraps.
But it's one of the reasons I made these in the way I did, was to make something smaller, lighter. The guys were carrying it on their webbing. They didn't want something as heavy as, say, that. Okay. They wanted something light and efficient that you could get out, use to do what you needed to do, clip it back in, and it was away. I think quite often in this world today, we get orientated towards big knives. And I actually think to myself, how often do you actually use a big knife? As long as it's a good cutting edge of 1.5 inches, which is what that is.
Well, you think about it in the kitchen, what knives do you use the most? They're your paring knife and your vegetable knife. You don't use your big cleavers that often, do you?
No. So I think you can full width, full length. I'm all for full width, full length tangs, mate, purely simply because that's where the strength is. The failure point on most knives is going to be around here. Okay. By having that full tank, it just gives it that strength. If you look at any good quality bushcraft knife or high-end knife, the tang's normally quite long. What some people will do is they will grind the tang down. So basically you come down from the blade, then they'll grind it in, or they will taper the tang through the knife. Okay. Personally, I've never done that, purely simply because I tend to work on a principle of, especially something like that where you've got a very heavy blade, I want the handle to balance it out, so that your balance point should be, in theory, around your...
It's post watershed, it's after watershed now, so
you want your balance point to be around your index finger or slightly behind it, so that the knife is balanced and controlled by your hand and your fingers and not by the blade. Well, that's how I looked at it. The same thing there. It tilts back, it rolls into my hand, so that it gives me that bit more control. But again, play with it, mate.
Oh, thank you, John.
Play with it. It's going to be. You need, if you'd find your technique. I mean, you could rat tail a tang on your files. Maybe on the next one, cut a rat tail out of your tang, take it down, and try burning it through your handle, which I will say takes a lot of doing, but you can do it. But burn it through your handle, and then cap it and peen it at the end.
You might have been, Jason, but you definitely are now. John's awarded 5.
Cheers, John. Much appreciated, brother. Really appreciate that.
We're in on the 23rd of this month. We're going to a show.
Oh, Jason, cheers,
you're
mate.
Bad boys.
We're
going to a show. As you know, Lee Roberts has been making these fantastic sticks, and he put some more video up on Facebook today with there was a badger one, there was birds, and so we'll be doing a lot of filming for that on the.
And I think the other thing is cheers
membership
colonies.
for the colonies.
The other thing is, don't be put off by steel. Don't be put off by what people say. Have a go yourself. Make your own mind up. Okay, it's all just a bit of fun, and there is no right or wrong to it. There are more experienced methods, shall we say? There are maybe more experienced people out there who've invariably got the kit, the equipment, and just do the one thing. But at the end of the day, as my dad always said to me as a boy, all a knife is a sharp piece of metal. All right. Now, that's all it is. Okay. And it's how you personalize that and make it nice for yourself. It's how you make it fit your hand. And more importantly, and I say it time and time again to people, I do get called a bit of a Bert for it. But I think when you look at a knife, the most important part of any knife is the bit that goes from there to there, because it has to fit. If it doesn't fit your hand, if it doesn't feel comfortable in your hand, if you don't feel dexterous with it and able to control it correctly, it's then dangerous. Yeah. Crowbar with an edge.
But yeah, I was going to forgot. Sorry, people. I just completely forgot what I was. Do that in a minute.
Yeah.
Do
you want me to jump in for a sec?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So, again, we look back to our ancestors, and these were made for me by a lovely lady from Scotland. Okay, you take something like that, it's a piece of obsidian that's ground to an edge, or to an edge, or a piece of stone like that. That's a knife. Okay, might not be quite as efficient as, say, my scalpel blade, but it's a knife. And then
look, plastic bottle. It's 91% lighter, and that's not the alcohol in it.
Yeah. And you can
I've got Nordic berries.
You can sharpen bone. You can sharpen plastic.
Could you?
You can even sharpen glass. Okay, so at the end of the day, a cutting edge is all you really require.
Yeah. That stone, that obsidian stone is fantastic.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone. I'm having my
was Jess.
Swedish cider.
Jess in Scotland made me that. Okay, so Jess Outdoors, absolutely, she napped that for me. Absolutely stunning. And again, I don't use it for anything other than the beauty of what it is and the hours that I know went into it. And she even made the sheath to go with it. Okay, so prized possession. It lives up there on my shelf of magnificence, and every now and again I'll have a look at it. So this comes into the whole prepper ethos. Don't feel that you can't because something looks too technical and the rest of it. Go to it with your primitive head. Go to it with, well, how would I, if I had to, how would I? You can take a simple thing like a ruler and run that across a brick, okay? And eventually it'll have an edge that you could use to do almost anything with. A roll of tape wrapped around it will give you a handle, okay? So it's that mindset of how do I adapt? How do I make what I need at the time? And that's the difference between survivalists and preppers and Joe Bloggs. Because Joe Bloggs will stand there in a disaster situation and go, I haven't got a shelter.
Yeah, that obsidian.
Whereas you guys are sitting there going, right, I'll grab a bit of that, grab a bit of that, grab a bit of that, take a bootlace off of him because he's shivering, he's going to die anyhow, tie that up. it's the adaptability of this. There's nothing that you cannot
like
do.
Stuart just said, obsidian makes sharper surgeon's scalpel than any metal.
Yeah.
Yes, Gary. With him, with his t-shirt and his military background, he has got a gob on him. Put it that way. I've seen him standing on the range, and someone has done something on the range floor they shouldn't have done. My God, I swear that every snake, flipping lizard, toad, and rabbit in the area went.
Yeah, and everybody on the range literally braced up straight away. Yeah, I've got a drill sergeant's voice. I was taught to project, shall we say? So when I do want to boom, oh yeah, I can boom, and that's come in handy for me again as a prepper thing.
Most Mitchells.
Yeah, when I shout stop, right, people stop. Not because I'm intimidated, not because I'm scary, because they suddenly hear that one voice sort of coming over absolutely everything else that's going around them. Stop. And bear in mind, I was on ranges, so
especially with cease fire.
12 lanes range, firing automatic. You've got to give that command, cease fire. That's where it's got to come. Well, it comes from down here, but comes through that, and they've all got to hear it and go stop. Apply safety catch.
Stupid thing is, I know it's coming, and even I know it's coming, and even I go.
And I've learned some brilliant blokes, one of which referred to me for several months, about 6 months of hell that I went through, as Thing. He terrified me. Right? He was an RSM. I was a little Tom. And he tried to...
Yes, Jason, it's true.
He just literally used to walk out.
Hi, El Croc.
Mitchell, you're a Thing. Thing, get off my parade square. Take you and your Thing face off. And I always thought that was brilliant because he could have screamed me down, he could have shouted at me, he could have hollered at me, he could have given me a hard time. The way he just called me Thing made me want to try harder. And it was done with a grin on his face. Okay. It gave everybody else a bit of a light moment that was going through a bit of a tough time on the brace square. Okay. And I was a bit older than some of the other lads, so it didn't really bother me. It was water off a duck's back. I've been called worse. But I carried that all through my career. And it became one of my things that I would just walk out, look at somebody and go, you are just a Thing. You are Thing of the day. Take your thingness elsewhere.
El Croc, that's one of the universe secrets, isn't it? Why is it a paper cut worse than any knife? And it stings like an arse. It really does.
I can actually answer that. There, this is going to get clever. Mick's going to get scientific now.
Just one thing before he's like, Gary, he used to be in work by then. So it never was a stand to at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, because by that time he'd already been at work, standing there watching the sun come up with a cup of coffee or a tea. So yeah, but you carry on.
Paper cuts. Why do paper cuts hurt more than metal cuts? Well, it's quite simple. When you take a piece of paper is made of fibre. Yeah. Made of lots of little miniature fibres in there, and when it goes through your skin, it doesn't go through as a clean slice. It actually saws. Yeah,
it's like little stabby nettle fur, isn't it?
It's like a saw edge, very, very fine, microscopic saw edge. So rather than a clean slice, you actually ended up with quite a jagged little slice. The worst
one is you get them in the palm.
That's why it hurts more.
Isn't it?
Mickey's book, many of Mickey's books. Okay, that there is just my section on the basic human requirements.
And I've got one on UK plants and their uses.
And I tell you what, my American brethren, I've even started going through the book and doing all the conversions. 37 degrees C or 98.6. 18 to 24 degrees C. So, you know, I've done all the conversions there for you as well, because I know the whole metric system is a bit confusing to people. I find it a bit confusing myself sometimes. 1 to 10 is.
And Mick is on the inches reserve.
Oh yeah.
7.4. How come that?
I didn't notice.
Well, how come I only got a 3.4 and you got a 7.4? You got a whole 4 more than me.
Because you're twice as good as me. You're twice the person that I am, so I need that extra amount to. So again, I give them a shout. Give them a shout out last week for any of you that are interested, especially in UK Prepper Hub. Okay, dive on, have a look at them. Brilliant organisation. Does daily updates. They're not scaremongers. They're not going to talk about zombie apocalypse and that. But
yeah, I got robbed. I got.
Would you like to try?
No.
My inches reserve.
No, you touched it. No, actually, I shouldn't really on my morphine. It's not good.
I didn't dribble back with the ball. Oh, I wish I'd done that. Just touch the tooth. So, book time. Picked up a book this week. Quite an interesting read.
Is that one I got?
Yeah, it's the one you got me. Kaz picked me up that one. Surviving the Wild. Okay. That is by.
It does mean okay.
Prepper's Survival Bible, and who is it by? It doesn't say who it's by. It doesn't say who wrote it. It actually does not say.
No,
it must say at the back.
No, it doesn't even sound the spine.
Doesn't sound the spine.
Do you know what it looks like to me? Someone's got someone's book and copied the front and the pages, but hasn't actually.
Right. So it's a very basic book. Okay. Now, what I will say about it is for my UK friends, there's a whole section in the back here about firearms, which doesn't really apply to us in the UK, but it's worth knowing and it's worth understanding.
It is one from Timu, yeah.
Do I think it's the absolute guide to buy? No, but I tell you what, if you're walking past a charity shop or bookshop and they got it on a deal, it's worth having. It's not a bad read.
About £3 on Timu. But another thing is, these books you might sort of think that's not great, but there's always 1 or 2 things that you might find in that book that you didn't know before, and you sort of think, didn't think of that. That's a clever one.
And it does cover all the basics very well. It really does. Complete worst case scenario survival guide, life-saving strategies to be self-sufficient and keep your family safe when it happens. And I'm so pleased to see it starts with the first one. Right? Water purification. And it starts on-grid water purification and then goes to off-grid. So basically, it does give a realistic and decent guide to the basics.
Like pain, I've got a high tolerance, Gary.
There's nothing I can say, Gary. I agree with you. I sometimes sit there and wonder myself how she's tolerated me all the years. Because
I ain't no picnic, I'll tell you.
I can be a bit of a dick at times. So yeah, it's would you like a toffee? Licorice toffee?
No, best not. I'm going to end up with black teeth. I'm going to look like someone.
Oh yeah, it's not my teeth black.
Yeah.
I'll
end up with a blue tongue. They'll think I was being chow chow.
Yeah. So, and again, I do apologise that I'm scoffing licorice toffees, but we are both chin strapped, so I'm using toffee sugar to keep me.
Yes, and running around. We went to a rural life Museum yesterday. We didn't get to see much. We saw quite a lot of it, but we're actually going to go visit again without Annabella because it was difficult for you to do filming because she kept saying, "Where's Granddad?" and that. So we're going to go back, but it was
really interesting museum. Got a great section on old kit, equipment, and all the rest of it. They're running an experiment at the moment, which is quite interesting to see. So they've built a couple of gypsy bender tents using some old designs and thought processes, natural fibres, wool blankets, and so on. And they're leaving these standing to see how long they'll last for, but they're also doing regular checks in there. So all through the winter, they've been monitoring the moisture levels under the bender tents, difference between the inside and outside, and these are open-fronted bender tents. So very, very interesting experiment, very interesting to see. So yeah, it's
there was a lot of there was we went into one of the barns and they had a Dennis fire engine and one of the trailers that they pumped the water in. I took 50. I've given him 50 odd photographs I took of it. He wants to scan it, so you'll do it afterwards so you can do it on the WhatsApp. But there was a Dennis Dart. Well, Dennis's were a company from Guildford that produced all the Dennis vehicles, such as the fire engines, coaches, etc., that were there. But there was a lot of old buildings, like there was a 1894 cricket pavilion that obviously they'd moved there, and the whole of this Rural Life Museum during the Second World War was where Polish soldiers and that lived. And there's even the wooden church that they built. We weren't able to go and see that either, but I say we'll go visit again. And it was such an interesting place, and all the tools, and there was the old threshing machines that used to put on the attached to the old steam traction engines. Well, my grandfather, he worked in Sussex. He worked on the fields and that, doing all the threshing with the old steam things. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's
that's it. Hence the Dennis's roundabout.
Yeah, and again, from the survival prepping mindset, it's old technologies are still viable technologies. Now there's a blacksmith's forge there, and
there's a charcoal burners camp as well, wasn't there?
And a charcoal burners camp, yeah. So they produce their own charcoal for their foundry and their forge, and
they've also got a full-time
water powered.
It's they've a blacksmith there that he wasn't there on weekends, but he's there during the weekday. And this place is open 7 days a week, and with for the three of us to go, me, him, and the little one, it costs less than £14. Because he's my carer, so
couple of pints of beer at the end of the day. No?
And we went on. They had an 00 gauge railway. We've got to go back and take load more pictures because narrow gauge.
Yeah.
And they had the old trailers that tip over. It's called carry coal and that. Yeah. And it was really interesting.
It was an interesting day out. So if you're ever down the Surrey way, it will well worth a visit. But again, all these things, people often say to me, where do you learn stuff from? And it's just have that inquisitive mind. Ask yourself the question, how did my grandfather do it? How did my great-grandfather do it? How did my great-great-great-grandfather do it? Because you are linked to a whole history.
Like Lee, send our love to Astria and yourself.
Yeah. You're linked to a whole history of people that were survivors. That's why you're here. It's only in the last 100 years that our lives have stabilised to the point where we live as long as we do and as healthily as we do. If we went back 100 years ago, to live until your 40s and your early 50s was good going. to make it into your 60s and 70s, you were doing really well.
We found was fascinating there was they actually had a small water wheel, and it was only about that wide on the troughs, and you could press a button and the water would turn the wheel, and it was pumping these two giant bellows for the blacksmith of that. Yeah,
the amount of energy they got out of that little bit of water flow was absolutely amazing. So is it again these? I mean, there are a lot of people who've done it.
Oh, is it? Oh, write that down, Lee. I didn't, Simon. I didn't know about that. But there's also my mind is so bad. There's a Wilden Downland Museum in Singleton, which is in Sussex, and they went around the country, and what they've done, all their displays, they've taken down houses brick by brick, and then they've moved them and built them back up again brick by bit. So you've got all the old houses there.
It's it's learn what our ancestors would do. Yeah, and bodies. Yeah, we have managed, and every single one of you has a lineage of prepping and survival, right back to the day Og looked out the cave and went, "Me no go out, white fluffy stuff small from sky," and decided to stay inside, cuddled up to his missus. It's just a constant progression. Many have fallen by the by.
Yeah, we went through one of these barns, were set out like little shops. You walked like a little alleyway in between, and the shops were beside. There was a butcher's and a dairy and a milliner's and that. The one I found scary was the veterinary, though, because some of those tools looked like you were walking through a flipping a castle's torture department, because it was
it's a fascinating thing to think about, and you, like I say, you've all got that ability.
And our granddaughter loved it.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Oh,
there was a wooden cow. Is it one that stood like that, and this black and white typical sort of Frisian cow, and underneath it had udders, and the udders were made of rubber, and had a bucket of water you pour into the top, and then the kids learnt by pulling the teats down, it makes the water come out the teats into the bucket underneath, and then you put it back in again. She found that fascinating.
Benny Muggins here took one look at it and went, "I've milked cows before," got under there and started milking it. Okay. And my granddaughter was absolutely fascinated. Absolutely fascinated.
She spent about half an hour filling it up.
Yeah.
Milking the cow.
Yeah.
Filling it up. Milking the cow.
Yeah. It was just great. It was a great day. 4-year-old terrified me.
Especially as the playground you got there is
it was a 1970s playground.
Yeah, a 1970. It reminded me of the playground we had at Cranley where I grew up. The only thing that was different was the metal slide they had there wasn't as tall as the one that we had. It was like twice the size, and they didn't have one of the witches' hats.
Yeah.
But everything else was a 1970s. Seesaw. So you had the little square bottomed toddler swings. You had a movable little bar in the middle to when you put them in, and she kept standing on the top of the slide, taking her hands off.
Yeah. Decided she wanted to go and have a look at the seesaw. One of the big RSJ type seesaws that 2 teenage girls were playing on. I was like, no, that hits you in the head. You merry-go-rounds and all that.
Yeah.
But she had time of life. She thoroughly enjoyed it. She thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And just every 5 seconds, she was charging towards some ancient artifact that had survived the last 500 years, and Mickey's brain was going, no.
We just pulled into the car park. We're going to disabled parking, and she saw the train.
Oh.
And that was it. I want to go on the train. I said, yes, you can go on the train. So as soon as we walked through, she started running off to the train. No, not yet.
Yeah, they did look like Indiana Jones death traps, but they were fun.
In our one in Cranley, we had it was like a plane, but it's one that had this. You had like steps going up the back and one up the side, and you could sort of, it's almost like monkey bar the center part, but it was like you got an old plane and changed it from the wood frame to a metal frame, and then made it as a playground toy that was about 8 foot off the ground underneath, and they had tarmac underneath.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if there's anything that told me yesterday that my heart is in good condition, it was taking my 4-year-old granddaughter somewhere like that.
And don't ever take them into a little building that was a classroom that's got a piano in it.
A freehand jazz solo was something to be heard. In fact, it was heard by many people. They left the room quite rapidly as this little face was grinning at me, going, "It's really good, isn't it, Grandad?" Yes, dear. They're doing a great job there. You keep blinking away. But yeah,
we just thought that it'd be nice to share a bit of the rural life from here, and it'd be nice as well if anyone else can go to like a rural place and show some of the
So it's what it's all about, isn't it? It's keeping history alive, and
also if the thing does hit the fan, you know where to go to get your horse-drawn plows.
Oh, don't tell them all that. I've already planned that. I told you, keep that to yourselves.
Yeah.
There's a full blacksmith sword, a blast furnace there. There's generating systems there. There's water power there. There's tools, equipment, livestock. There's everything I need.
And
I can literally move in there and survive.
And as they were fixing one of the rollers, but we know that the Dennis Dart, if they have one of those thingies go off, they're not going to. Those engines aren't going to die.
In fact, let's give a shout out. Walk, Cook, Walk. Yeah, go and have a look at his channel. Go over and have a look. If he wants to put a link up,
or someone else can put
now. So if he wants to sling a link up, he's more than welcome to.
Kitten can do it. That'd be fantastic.
Anybody else out there that's got a channel, if you want to stick a link up to your channel, you're more than welcome.
Yes, Simon, it was a great day.
Yeah, and it was a bit of a reprieve for us because, like I say, it's been a bit of a rough week. So it was a day of concentrating on a little person because you couldn't take your eyes off her for 30 seconds. She could go like a
Thank you.
On the other side of the coin, Mickey's working this week. So I'll be out busy this week, middle of this week. So I will try and get some filming done.
He's often cleaned the odd window with his tongue and wore his hat around the wrong way. And we're going to get one of the special jumpers.
Yeah, I have been that special Mickey. I have been known to lick a few windows in my time.
But just one thing I'll say, like with the prepping thing, and obviously people have touched on the fact of it's hard to get, to what you're gonna. The price of things going up and things like that. For people in the UK, I don't know if they have them in America and things like that. We have a Good to Go. It's an app we do here, and on the Good to Go, what they're trying to do is stop the wastage of food. And if you put this Good to Go app on your phone, I know when it first started out, people weren't that impressed about using it, but a lot of the supermarkets such as Morrison's, Greggs, and the people who do the sandwich and things like that, on this app now you can look and they'll tell you, like say Morrison's for example, have this they do what they call a bread bag, a bakery bag. I think it's £2.39, and you can order one of these bread bags and you pick it up from 11 o'clock on the day or the following day, and in there you'll find a selection of things that would be reducing, and you're helping save the waste.
Yeah.
There's one that they do grocery bags.
And we get the bread bag,
Yeah.
don't we? And we freeze the bread, freeze the loaves because
you get bread rolls, cakes. Yeah.
If you're going to get it a bit cheaper, and you can stick it in the freezer, and it saves money in the long run. They also do grocery bags and that. Every time I go to the supermarket, I go straight to the reduced section and I have a look what's in there. And sometimes you can get a bargain. Sometimes
with the app, you have to sort of look for the following day or first thing in the morning for what's coming up.
Yeah.
But we used the app when we went down to Cornwall.
Yeah.
Because one of the pasty shops that's in Bodmin, they are joined to this particular thing to beat the waste. I think it was £5, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we went down there and we ended up with 4 or 5 pasties and a slice.
Have a great day, John.
Bye, John.
Give my love to Cindy. So it seems like bread, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, our grandparents never threw away a piece of bread.
No, your granny was making bread and butter pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
toasting everything.
It got used. Or if nothing else, it went to the chickens, it went to the ducks, it went to the geese, you know. So
have a great day tomorrow, John.
Kids definitely don't have filters. No. Though, bless them for it.
No.
I think the world's too full of filters in some respects these days. I think it's the fact that you've got to be careful what you say and how you say it and who you say it to.
So these bags they're putting out there now that you can get, you get bread and you think, oh God, you have 2 loaves of bread, but you can make bread pudding. You can you can use the bread and with fruit. And make
summer pudding.
Yeah, summer puddings. You can break the breadcrumbs down to make your own breadcrumbs for coating your chicken or pork slices and things like that. There's so many.
Yeah, never goes to waste. There's no reason for wastage within reason. I mean, even here they said, "Oh, your food waste bin's never full." No, it isn't, because we cook what we eat, we use what we eat, and what we don't use goes out to the animals. So Willow gets a bit of it.
Yeah.
And the fox. And people say to me, hey, fox. I've got no mice in my garden.
And we've got no maggots in our bin.
Yeah, no maggots in my bin.
Mm-hmm.
And the fox is healthy.
Yeah.
And the reason the fox is healthy, she's getting a good balanced diet.
Yeah.
So she's in good condition. And all the time she's in good condition, she keeps that Ginger Tom from pooing in my garden, which I'm quite happy for her to do.
Yeah, you're right, though, Stealth. These days, a lot of this bread, and it's unfortunate. You have to take a little bit longer when you're shopping and actually look through items to make sure you get one that's got the longest date on.
So, John, explain to us, what is a northbound trout? So, yeah, it's hey, Stealth, how you doing, brother?
He sent some lovely pictures, didn't he, from Penny Fan?
Yeah.
At night, beautiful pictures.
I've got to get down and see him sometime soon. I think once I got the camp out the way and that, I think I might need to take myself out for a day or two. Another
one, Stealth, is fruit.
Yeah.
I am fed up with buying strawberries with a furry coat.
Yeah.
And the blueberries.
Over. They don't need the coat.
Yeah, no.
Winter's over.
You buy a pack, it looks fantastic. The following day, you get it out of the fridge, you pull the label off, and they're wearing a fur coat.
And they say, now this is where bullshit comes into it. Right, and I'll explain my whole reasoning behind this. So people say to me, "Oh, the reason it goes furry these days is because it's organic." It's because it's organic, Mick. It goes off quicker because there's no pesticides and preservatives on it, Mickey. Didn't you know that, Mickey? No, I didn't know it. But it's been shipped halfway around the fucking world. It's been frozen. It's been preserved. They did not pick that strawberry. Was the last one's Egypt. Right, so that strawberry was picked in Egypt and it was shipped from Egypt to here. So even if it's done on a flight, you're looking at 48, 72 hours before it's even got into the UK.
Then it's got to be packaged,
distribution, warehouse, so on, shipped, and then out. So the reason it's going off is they hold the stock, or they buy the stock at the last minute to get the lowest price. So it is pretty much at the end of its life. By the time you get it, yes, it has only got a day or two left on it, because the supermarket doesn't want you putting those strawberries in the fridge and thinking, oh, strawberries for a few days. They want you to get up tomorrow and go, I'll have to buy some more strawberries.
You used to go out with your parents strawberry picking if you didn't have your own thing, and you used to stuff your face anyway, so you don't really want the strawberries when you got home, but they were fresh. But the trouble is, these pick your own places have got to make their prices so high because we get so much % in from other countries that they can't compete.
Yeah.
So we don't get fresh.
Well, that's,
we end up with.
That's the other.
And they don't taste a bugger.
That's the other problem, isn't it? Is seasonal fruit and veg. Okay. Me and Kaz were talking about this the other day. We need to start living within the seasons. So if it's not the season for cabbage, we're not having cabbage unless we've got it in the freezer. If it's not the season for the new potatoes, then we're not having new potatoes because
we don't like them.
Don't like them anyhow.
No.
But again, it's
fruit.
Doing what our ancestors did, live within the seasons. Funnily enough, I've got a theory that a lot of the stuff, if you buy it seasonally, if you eat it seasonally, is actually better for you in that season.
Yeah.
You take cabbage in the winter full of iron, vitamin B12,
because it's dark,
vitamin D. It's a dark time
and cold.
Summer, lettuce.
And all your fruits, all your soft fruits, because you need the sugar to keep you going, because you're being more productive in the summer because you're doing more work to bring on your animals, bring your crops in.
There's a balance to it, and I think one of the things that the supermarkets have done is they've taken us out of that link, out of that connection to the soil, to the seasons, to nature.
Frozen pizza season.
It's taken us away from that a bit. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing nicer than being able to get a strawberry in the middle of winter and make a dessert. And I said,
well, it doesn't taste a bugger all. There's no point. You might as well just buy a bit of cardboard and eat that.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's they keep on about pollution. They keep on about Mickey's got to get rid of his Range Rover because it's diesel and it's polluted. Well, if we weren't shipping strawberries from Egypt to Britain, I can keep my Range Rover a little bit longer.
Yeah, but did you see did you see a lack of salads during Christmas? No, you can still buy salads.
Simon's on there with the dad jokes. I had duck tonight. I'm still crouching.
But it's true though. It's nothing is out of season, so you can get it all year. And who really wants to eat salads? During the winter, you don't. You want something that's going to stick to your ribs, and like a good old stew, or liver and bacon, or toad in a hole, or shepherd's pie, and you don't want lettuce.
Jam it or pickle it. Oh yeah, I'll go with that, Cujo.
Yeah,
jam it or pickle it. Yes, man after my own heart. Jams, and again, that's the thing, isn't it? People say, "Oh no, I've got some apples and they've gone a bit wrinkly." Yeah. Well, stew them.
Or bake them in the oven. They're lovely. I love a baked apple.
This fruit's starting to look a little bit tired.
Yeah.
We're
lucky.
My mum wouldn't throw away wrinkly blackberries or
your bent carrot.
It would literally go into a pan, sugar, pectin, jam. That was it. Yeah. You know, waste not, want not. And I think this is the problem is we've become so engineered to surviving off the supermarkets with their 24-hour turnaround that they don't want us having cupboards, larders and that. No. Keep spending your money at Tesco's.
I mean, I remember my granny at before Christmas used to do the stuffed dates. She'd cut the date open, remove the seeds, put a slice of marzipan in, and then put them in little paper cases and do them in little boxes. And she used to do coconut ice as well, because it was a personal gift from her.
Yeah. Baked apple with brown sugar,
and some cinnamon and some currants. Yes.
Yeah, man after my own heart. Yeah.
it's quite a simple thing. Baked pears are nice as well.
Yeah, coal from Australia to Newcastle, crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely crazy, absolutely balmy. It's just,
and it's the things that get sent that are from from here that get sent out abroad. They make it into whatever, and then they ship it back to us, and we got to pay the stupid prices for it.
Oh, it's like they're saying, was it langoustines?
Yeah,
langoustines. Most of the langoustines eaten in Europe, and they're really popular in Europe, are actually caught off the Scottish coast. So, it's like we're
producing stuff, and we're just
oysters,
send it away.
mussels, cockles,
yeah,
winkles. Whelks, not so much. I don't think there's anybody other than the Brits eat pickled or
it's
eat
like the
whelks. It's
the Chinese buy all the ginseng that's grown in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah,
in America, there is nothing for anyone else because it's all getting, and we all know that ginseng is good for you.
Sent sand from a beach in Arran in Scotland to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Well, we've said this about the Scottish. You can sell sand to the Arabs. Yeah. Time is flying. It is rattling on.
Yes, it is.
I got a little dog to take for a walk tonight as well.
Yeah. And we've had that. There's been the camp area been used this weekend. Yeah. So if we got to go be in the next couple of weeks, we'll be popping up there.
Yeah.
We've got the stuff for the roof now for the trailer. We had to with the help of Chris, and we also went on to a couple of forums for homemade.
I'm just showing off my manly calf. Look at that for a calf.
Went on a couple of forums of homemade campers, motorhomes, and trailers for its voice as well. So got that.
Compared to
it was a golf course, so it had to be that, didn't it?
That skinny little thing. I've got 2 different size legs now. My right calf muscle's twice the size of my left one, but it's getting better. The pain's getting better. Right, back in 2 seconds.
It's just strange, isn't it? You say about sending gravel to China, but we quite often watched caught on camera sort of things, and we've noticed a lot of the bridges and a lot of the houses in China have been collapsing just slightly. It's like the concrete isn't quite the right standard. And I think what it is that they seem to be buying everything else. Hello, Willow, from everybody else. Wheatgrass and almonds. Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's
Dandelion's really good for you.
Dandelion's good for you.
You're going to say hello to the peoples, Will.
Come on in, Willow. Yeah. Come on in. Come on in.
Yeah, you're right. The whole plant is edible. You've got the root and the stem and the leaves.
Yeah.
Look at Fuzzy Face.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no part of a dandelion that's not of use to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's apart from the sap, which is if you're having problems with weeing, okay, dandelion will help you. It's a diuretic.
Hello, son.
Hi, Dan. How you doing? A big seaman being up to China would surprise me.
Don't stop. Yeah, and remember we went to Isle of Skye and you and your father about Big Pinosh.
Hi, Dan.
Oh, the old man's store.
Charles, say face to face, love you, son.
Love you, Dan.
I hope you're feeling a bit better.
Yeah. Dan Mitchell. Yes, it's our dear son.
That is my lad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. I did try ringing you earlier, but you were busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan the man.
Yeah, Dan the man. He's Dan, Tessie, and Isildur.
Yes.
The Italian greyhound.
Yes.
Yes.
Is he still bouncing on you?
Yeah.
Yes, Dan is our
youngest son.
Yeah, he
look like I'm asking a question. Then I'm not.
Daniel used to make his own chainmail when he did his reenactment. He also made a Norman crossbow out of wood.
Yeah.
He's a he's
Dan
doing
is
forestry.
for real.
Yeah, Dan is for real.
Dan
Yeah,
is for real.
Yeah.
That's my youngest lad, Dan.
yeah.
So Dan is Dan in Tessie, they do a lot of Norman reenactment and Viking reenactment, and Dan, like Kaz was just saying, made his own chainmail.
Yeah.
But he also made a crossbow to an original sort of pattern and design. Absolutely cracking bit of kit.
Yeah.
And then took up archery, proper archery and that. They yeah. So yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Dan used to go down to Cornwall to battles down there.
Yeah.
Your Viking battles, your Norman battles.
In actual fact,
yes.
If it come to going toe to toe with somebody with a sword, Dan is the man.
Yes, and you did shoot your dad with your arrows.
Yeah.
You were running your dad shooting arrows across the range floor. Son.
Yeah. My son is shall we say, Dan, you're an obnoxious chip off the old obnoxious block. We
As I was telling Dan's lovely chick fiance the other day that the Mitchells are like they're like Stone Age men. Yeah.
Normans were Vikings. It's a whole bit of a twist and turn there.
You actually did Roman as well, didn't you? You had to stand in to be a Roman for a while. So they didn't have enough Romans.
Well, what did they bring us? What did they ever do for
Sandals.
us? Actually, I got a bit of respect for those Roman legionnaires. Can you imagine it?
Hadrian's Wall still standing.
You imagine being some little Italian. There you are. I'm gonna join the army, Mama. Okay, son, you be good legionnaire. And off you go. And where's your first posting? Hadrian's Wall. So you stood there on Hadrian's Wall on a bitterly cold night with a little flaming torch looking over the wall. And as the sun comes up, all you can see is this mass of naked, blue-painted warriors screaming with flaming red ginger hair, giving it all that. That's the goals off. And you're stood there in a pair of sandals, a miniskirt, and the shortest sword in the whole of the world. That's got to have been a moment of, I think what a mistake of the maker.
I know I was gonna ask you, Dan. Right, the lamb we got the other day, if it's a year old, that's a hogget, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe it's because Dan's a fully qualified shepherd as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. They got the gingers. Oh no!
Yeah, they were. And you are all right. A lot of Roman legionnaires or legionaries were. It was a way for them to come into the legion, and if they survived long enough, if they worked hard enough, they might, if they were very lucky, be accepted as a Roman citizen at the end of their service.
Well, like Artos the bear.
Yes. Yeah, down in Cornwall. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a whole circle of history down in Cornwall, which is a bit of a fascinating circle of history. But the historians, the officials, are doing their damnedest to point away from it. Every time anybody brings it up, they go, no, couldn't have been.
Yeah, because that's why I think when we bought the lamb, it was last year's lamb, and the leg. It's like it should have come off a bison.
Yeah, it was huge. They got a lot of meat off that one. So yeah, it's definitely a hogget, or just on a hogget.
But it was definitely nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's the whole Roman history. I once got told they never made it into Cornwall, but there's Roman forts all over Cornwall.
Yeah, and they have found Roman jewelry, etc., things like that. And it's
It's the thing is, it's quite incredible, really. We think at a time when it was marched, yeah, and how fast those men, or what distances those men could travel.
Oh wow, that is weird, isn't it?
And building their camps at the end of the day, which basically meant you marched most of the day and then you slogged your ass off for 4 or 5 hours building your defences. It was absolutely incredible. Yeah.
But they built Hadrian's Wall and it's still there.
Yeah.
Yet some of these housing people build a house and you're lucky if it's starting to crack and fall down after 16 months.
Well, and it's all a fascinating part of history. Just goes to show how incredible human beings really are. Yeah. 20 miles a day. And then built a fort at the end of the day. Every man having his job to do, whether it was building the digging the ditches or
no wonder that the 11th Legion, is it 11th Legion disappeared? They probably had enough. They said, no more of this. I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah. And still had time to hold hands. Yeah, definitely. There you go.
And visit Ladies of the Night.
Would you have ever thought that people that wore miniskirts and sandals could actually conquer Europe, on the known world at the time? I'm thinking of all sorts of
that, or they're on a bath.
They
went to Germany. Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah,
you had to go there, Simon, didn't you? You just had to go there. Yes.
It was incredible what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, you say that, Stuart, but you men and your kilts, you're doing it as well. Not such the world,
let's face it, that must have been scary.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, right, several hundred Scottish warriors charging across the glen towards you? They're wagging tackle, slapping off every stinging net or thistle on the way. Those weren't war cries. Those are screams of anguish.
But in all the world, there is nothing as double hard as a Scottish midge.
Yeah. I'll say that.
Yeah.
There is no blade as sharp as a Scottish midge's jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, you're very right, Dan. They did. And they adopted locals.
Yeah.
And they adopted their ways.
Daniel!
Oh well.
Good job it's after the watershed, isn't it?
Evening, Adam.
Adam's been there all evening.
The reason for the kilt pulls that big don't fit trousers.
Yeah. And then you've got
no, you can't ban my son.
Yeah. The Londoners given all about the sound of Bow Bells, but we know that yeah, bells up there.
Absolutely brilliant.
He'll only come back.
Laughter is good for
you. Yeah, you notice that. Dan's not a mod.
No, Dan's.
And walk either. No, he is. Yeah.
There you go. I'll make Dan a moderator. And then Dan can ban anybody who wants to. World Survivalists as well. I'll add him as a moderator and all.
Yeah. And Adam.
And where's Adam? There's Adam.
Yeah. You just put a little green face. Up. Whoa.
No, he is.
Oh, he is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Adam is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're blue, if you see your name is blue,
you're a moderator.
Now, the idea of the moderators on this channel is you all man the sangers, so you all man the walls, you're all armed, and we snipe trolls. So if a troll comes in, whoever sees him first gets him.
Yeah.
I believe it was Simon got out.
Yeah, you got to watch. Yeah, you got to watch it because Simon's a bloody sniper. He is.
Simon's up there with the old 338. He's there with the Accuracy International on the bipod, permanently scanning.
Do you know, I noticed that since you lot have all become moderators, we've had not one troll.
No,
but from that one that Simon sniped.
They don't come too close, do they? It's at the end of the day.
So Adam likes to see him wiggle a bit first, give the troll some hope. We were having them in regularly every week, weren't we? And then
then I started making everybody snipers. And they sort of often left us alone, which is suits me. Suits me.
Yes. Well, you are many. Yes.
Let's face it, people only ever attack something that's got a weak defense.
Yeah.
Right. So if your defenses look strong.
Yeah, it's like we're like the pub at the world's end, you know.
We will be the pub at the world's end the way things are going.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Know your enemy. Have your enemy close.
Yes.
Yeah, they are out there.
Yeah.
We've had our own run-ins with them, and we tried just ignoring them, and in the end, I started making people moderators and just saying to them, look.
We had just get put in loads of like Hebrew. It was just scroll in the end, and you sort of get it. It got to the point we sort of knew them when they were coming in. You sort of see someone kind of, and then someone go, you know.
I think the funniest one was that one that wanted to fucking. It could only been about 12 years old. The terms he was using is like, well, show me your boobies.
Yeah.
I'll show you my willy. Yeah, and you're like, how old are you? Yeah. How old are you? Sniped. Yeah, snipe them out young.
Is Matthew on? No.
Matty. Let's make Matty a brother. Matty is now a moderator, and there we go. Matty, you're now one as well.
Yeah, it's Eric Tex. That's it. Yes, he.
Matty's getting distracted.
Actually, you got a when Mick did the video on the pop-up tent, 3-second pop-up tent. He got a quote, a thing from Max then, but apart from that, we haven't heard from him.
From what I gather, Max is okay. And Max, if you see or hear this, mate, all our love to you. Hope you're good. Yeah. So Max is out there somewhere doing Maxy things, and I for one, I'll be honest with you, right? So I've had a few nights sat chatting to Max. All right, I've got no fear for him. Okay, Max is a good lad. Max is in an element he thrives in. Okay, so he'll be all right. You know, if you wanted to go out and survive in an urban or rural environment, Max is the man to go.
It's 15 years.
He lived it 15 years. He did it. So yeah, it just the main thing Max will want to know is we're all still here for him as and when he pops up, and he knows he can knock on my door anytime, and there's always a sofa there for him anytime. Not an issue there at all, Max.
But I know that the last time we heard from him, he'd found himself somewhere that wasn't far from where his lockup is, so he was near to his stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm not a good bloke. I'm just trying to be what I think everybody in the world should be. Really, is just be as decent as you can.
He's not that good. He broke our car. He broke the car on Friday, wasn't it? He put the boot lid up on the Range Rover, and one of the struts went.
And I can tell you now, a Range Rover boot-lid on the back of your head.
It's
There's no sense, no feeling. They say, well, I bloody felt that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
but
I think
she's got a new one now.
Try and be. I think that's if somebody once said to me, if you had a message for the world, right, what would it be? And I say, try to be as nice to other people as you want them to be to you. And I think that's the truth of it, isn't it? It's do unto others before they do unto you. Be as decent and as nice as you can be. It's not always easy. And try and be understanding of people that have different ideas, methods, thoughts, and processes. And if that doesn't work, there's a shovel and go down more than
learn
4 feet.
empathy, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fine. She's feeling very happy because she went for a complete clean today. She's been clean inside out because.
Good night, Dan. Sleep well, son. Rest well.
Night, son. Speak to you soon.
I hope you're feeling a bit better. Hey, World Survivalists up at 5. No worries, mate. Take it easy.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us and have an awesome week. Yeah, treat people as you want to be treated yourself. It's a simple thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only 30 days in May.
Yeah.
I want to go 30 miles.
You must have done that yesterday with Annabella.
Yeah. Oh, blimey. I was shattered. I was shattered. Yeah. Well, there we go. Oh, it's 4 minutes over.
Yeah.
Got 4 minutes over.
That makes up for us being late.
Yeah. So I do apologise for being late. So I've given you 2 extra minutes on top of the 2 minutes late that I was. Guys, we'll wind it up there. Look after yourselves.
Yeah, thank you for the support and that.
Thank you for the support, kind words and that. We do appreciate it. And it really does help us in a time of need, concern, fear and worry. It's always nice to have you guys there supporting us along. And you have supported this channel and us through a couple of tough years. And we do appreciate it. We've often said we don't know that we would have done as well without you guys. So thank you all, every single one of you.
And like a bad penny, we'll always turn up on a Sunday.
Oh, we'll always turn up on a Sunday. Jason,
because we want your cash. We've got to get the money in the bar,
Jason, I will send you the dimensions in a minute. I'll do that for you.
It is that time. I know, Stealth, it's gone, isn't it?
Jason, do you want it in imperial or metric, mate? I can do it in inches or millimeters. I've got a ruler. I've only got to flip it over.
Definitely walk. Definitely.
It's all about supporting one another.
Oh, thank you, Still. He just wants to scale.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. I'll do that for you.
So, everyone, have a good week and have a smile on your face. And if someone really annoys you, just smile at them even more.
Yeah. And remember, more importantly than that, love those you do. Forgive those you don't. May peace and light be upon you all in this absolutely glorious world of ours. Till next week.
I need a ding ding, gentlemen. Toe at the bar.
Take care. Have fun. Look after yourselves. Have your adventures. Do something to make you smile. More importantly, do something. Try and make somebody else smile.
Yeah.
Till next week. Make it out.
Night all. Bye.